How many times must Kyiv watch its strongest defenses shatter before it admits the truth? Night after night, the Iskander thunders from Russian positions, and each time, it tears apart another cornerstone of Ukraine's war machine. From Odessa to Dnipro, from Chernihiv to Zaporozhye, the story repeats with brutal precision. Russia launches, Ukraine bleeds, and the battlefield map bends toward Moscow's will. The past week has unfolded like a grim showcase of Russia's missile dominance. Reports flowing through both Ukrainian and Russian channels highlight one constant thread: Iskander's unrelenting role in dismantling whatever Kyiv dares to put forward. This is not about one isolated strike, but about a chain of destruction that stretches across multiple fronts, hitting Ukraine's defenses, its training pipeline, its infrastructure, and its pride. In a report released by September 25th, the storm was unrelenting. In the Dnipropetrovsk region, the night sky lit with fire as Russia once again unleashed the Iskander M, this time armed with cluster warheads. Its target was no ordinary asset. It was the Patriot SAM position, the pride of Western air defense gifted to Kyiv. The missile tore through the defenses, and the radar station, the very eyes of the system, was left shattered, blind, and useless. Billions of dollars in Western promises crumbled in seconds, reduced to smoldering wreckage. Not long after, in Dnipro, Iskander missiles tore into an airfield. This was not a mere runway strike. The target was specific: long-range UAV launchers and Yak-52 aircraft used to hunt Russian Garand drones. By eliminating these assets, Russia neutralized Ukraine's counter-drone tactics. The irony is stark. Ukraine's attempts to swat away the buzzing Garand fleet ended up destroyed by the very missiles that define Russia's precision strike doctrine. This airfield was not just a place for aircraft. It was a hub for Ukraine's attempts to claw back initiative in the aerial battle. Its loss tightens the Russian grip over the skies, making the next waves of UAVs and missiles even harder for Kyiv to counter. Later on the same day, a combined strike of Iskander missiles and Garand UAVs devastated the mechanical workshop of a Ukrainian mechanized engineering regiment in Zaporozhye. The destruction of repair facilities is as decisive as hitting tanks on the battlefield. Without workshops, damaged vehicles cannot return to combat. Every wreck that Russia leaves behind becomes permanent when the repair chain is severed. This is strategy in its purest form. Hit not only the fighters, but also the machinery that sustains them. Zaporozhye, a critical industrial hub, once again found itself bearing the weight of Russian calculation. If you think the strike on September 25th stopped there, you're totally wrong. In Chernihiv, footage emerged of 2 Iskander missiles obliterating a training ground of Ukraine's armed forces. Located at least 115 kilometers from the Russian border, this was not a random strike. It demonstrated Iskander's ability to reach deep, hitting Ukrainian infrastructure that Kyiv believed was secure. For the troops stationed there, training turned into carnage. For Russia, it was another confirmation: no sanctuary exists in northern Ukraine. The tale of the relentless strike still happened to Ukraine that day. In Goncharovsky, the Ukrainian training site in Chernihiv province fell under a combined storm of Iskander missiles and Garand UAVs. The results were catastrophic: heavy casualties, broken facilities, and another gaping hole in Ukraine's manpower reserves. Each dead soldier here is not just a statistic. It is a blow to Ukraine's already strained rotation of units. Russia understands this arithmetic. Destroying a training ground means destroying not only the present, but the pipeline of replacements. The long war is fought not only at the front, but also in the places where soldiers are shaped. And in Goncharovsky, that pipeline was set ablaze. Just one day earlier, in a report published by September 24th, the silence over Odessa shattered. An Iskander missile slammed into the training center of Ukraine's Special Operations Forces, the SSO. This was no symbolic hit. The SSO represents Ukraine's elite, its covert warriors, its saboteurs, its most capable troops. To target their training ground is to cut into the very marrow of Kyiv's military future. The message was clear. Russia is not just dismantling today's formations, it is extinguishing tomorrow's operators before they can even be fielded. For Odessa, this was yet another reminder that distance from the front does not equal safety. Russia's reach with Iskander makes geography irrelevant. From the port city's coastline to its military compounds, nowhere is off limits. Go back a few days further, to September 21st. Russian forces struck Ukrainian S-300 air defense positions in Chernihiv province. The S-300, once a symbol of Soviet-era pride, now in Ukrainian hands, was supposed to shield the skies. Yet, as Iskander missiles rained down, those launchers became nothing more than twisted wreckage. The radar eyes went blind, and the supposed barrier against Russian aviation crumbled once again. The pattern stretches back further still, to September 18th. Near Druzhkovka, Iskander M cluster missiles struck at the 95th Special Forces Brigade of the Ukrainian Armed Forces. Equipment shattered, infantry shredded, morale broken. This was not a random frontline strike. It was a deliberate targeting of one of Ukraine's most capable brigades. For Russia, every blow against Ukraine's elite is a step toward hollowing out its ability to mount counteroffensives. When a brigade like the 95th is hit, the shockwaves spread beyond the battlefield. Commanders lose faith in their own protection, soldiers lose confidence in their survival, and Kyiv loses yet another symbol of resistance. What do these incidents add up to? To anyone watching closely, the answer is unavoidable. Russia is waging a systematic Iskander campaign against Ukraine's backbone. Air defense gutted, S-300 and Patriot systems struck, elite troops crippled, SSO and the 95th Brigade smashed at their bases and training centers. Training pipelines destroyed, Chernihiv and Goncharovsky turned into killing grounds. Infrastructure dismantled, airfields in Dnipro, workshops in Zaporozhye, all reduced to rubble. This is not random. This is strategy layered upon strategy, a doctrine of annihilation carried out with cold precision. Each Iskander strike is more than a missile launch. It is a message that no Western system can shield Ukraine. No training ground is safe. No elite unit untouchable. Each date marks another scar on Ukraine's war map, another victory carved by Russian engineering and resolve. The world watches, but the soldiers of Kyiv live this reality daily. Their radars go dark, their barracks collapse, their aircraft burn, their comrades fall. The Iskander is not just a weapon. It is a reminder that Russia dictates the tempo of this war. So we return to the question: how many times must Kyiv watch its strongest defenses shatter before it admits the truth? The answer lies in the silence after each explosion, in the smoking craters across Odessa, Chernihiv, Dnipro, and Zaporozhye. And as long as Iskander rules the skies, Ukraine's defenses will remain nothing but ashes. That's today's wrap-up. See you on another report from the battlefield.